Welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the top most valuable USA coins ever sold at auction, and let me tell you, these prices are absolutely mind-blowing. If you have any of these coins, you might just be sitting on a fortune. Let's jump right in. First up, the 1968 Washington quarter dollar. We'll explore the large date variety without a mint mark, particularly discussing its value in today's auction market, especially when it's in dirty condition. So, let's get started. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1968, this coin had established itself as a staple in American currency. The 1968 quarters came in two varieties, the large date and the small date. The large date is easily recognized by its larger, bolder numerals. Now, let's talk about the specifics. The 1968 Washington quarter without a mint mark was minted in Philadelphia, and this particular year saw a staggering production of about 1.4 billion coins. Despite this high mintage, the condition of individual coins plays a significant role in determining their value. A coin described as being in dirty condition means it shows signs of wear and has accumulated dirt or grime over the years. This can include scratches, tarnishing, and other imperfections. While some collectors prefer coins in pristine condition, many also appreciate the history that a coin in dirty condition can represent. Now, how much is a 1968 Washington quarter in dirty condition worth today in the current auction market? You can typically expect to see these coins selling for anywhere between $1 and $2. While that might not sound like a lot, it's essential to remember that even coins in poor condition can be appealing to collectors, particularly those looking to fill gaps in their collections or interested in coins with a story. Platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and other online coin marketplaces can give you a better idea of current pricing. Always check the details of each listing closely, as variations in condition can lead to significant differences in value. If you're a collector, here are some tips. First, familiarize yourself with the grading system. Understanding how coins are evaluated can help you assess their worth more accurately. Second, think about the historical significance of the coin. The year 1968 was a pivotal time in American history, marked by social changes, which can enhance a coin's appeal. In conclusion, while the 1968 Washington quarter dollar in dirty condition may not command a high price, it still holds value for collectors. It represents a piece of our history and the legacy of U.S. coinage. If you have one of these coins, you might be surprised at its worth in the right market. Next up, the 1974 silver Washington quarter with a large date and D-mint mark, especially when it's in a dirty condition. If you have one of these quarters in your collection, stick around as we discuss its features, historical significance, and current market value. Let's get started. First, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 1974 Washington quarter features a classic design by John Flanagan depicting a profile of George Washington on the obverse. The reverse showcases an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace. Now, the D-mint mark indicates that this quarter was minted in Denver. The large date style, prominent in the 1974 quarters, was used to differentiate it from other years, making it an interesting piece for collectors. Now, let's talk about coin condition. In numismatics, the condition of a coin is one of the most crucial factors in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and this grading affects how much collectors are willing to pay. When we refer to a coin in dirty condition, we mean it has accumulated dirt, grime, or tarnish over the years. This can happen due to exposure to elements, poor storage, or even being in circulation for many years. A coin in dirty condition may have visible wear and tarnishing, which can affect its overall appeal and value. However, it can still be identifiable, meaning that collectors may still be interested, especially if it has historical significance or intrinsic value due to its metal content. Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the value. In today's market, a 1974 silver Washington quarter with a large date and D-mint mark in dirty condition typically ranges from about $3 to $6. The value can vary based on factors like the extent of the dirt, any visible wear, and the current market demand for silver coins. The value of a coin is influenced by several factors, including market demand, historical context, and silver prices. While the 1974 Washington quarter isn't considered rare, its 40% silver content gives it intrinsic value, which is particularly appealing during times when silver prices rise. Speaking of silver, it's important to remember that the 1974 quarter contains 40% silver. This factor contributes to its value beyond mere numismatic interest. As the price of silver fluctuates, so does the demand for silver coins, like the 1974 Washington quarter. Keeping an eye on silver market trends can help you understand the best time to buy or sell your coins. If you're looking to sell your 1974 Washington quarter, you can use online platforms like eBay or take it to a local coin shop. When selling, be sure to provide clear photographs that accurately represent the condition of the coin and include an honest description to attract potential buyers. Let's take a moment to reflect on the historical context of the 1974 Washington quarter. The early 1970s were a transformative period for U.S. coinage, marked by rising silver prices and public interest in silver collectibles. The 1974 quarter reflects this era as it was produced during a time when the U.S. was moving away from 90% silver coins. During this decade, there was growing concern over the supply of silver and how it affected currency. The introduction of 40% silver coins was an effort to address these concerns while still providing a collectible piece for the public. The 1974 Washington quarter is a great example of this shift in coinage policy. In summary, the 1974 silver Washington quarter, with a large date and D mint mark, even in dirty condition, holds a respectable value in today's market, thanks to its silver content and historical significance. If you have one in your collection, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on market trends. Next up, the 1984 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark in good condition. What's its value in today's auction market? Let's find out. The Washington quarter series has been an iconic part of U.S. currency since 1932. The 1984 quarter is no exception, and it features President George Washington on the obverse side. The P mint mark on this quarter indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, you may have one of these quarters in your pocket, but is it worth more than just 25 cents? Before we dive into values, it's important to understand coin grading. Today we're focusing on a 1984 Washington quarter in good condition. In coin grading terms, good means the coin shows significant wear from circulation, but still has most of its major details intact. The date, mint mark, and Washington's profile will be visible, but other details might be faded or worn down. So what's the value of this quarter in good condition on the auction market? Unfortunately, for the 1984 Washington quarter, it's not considered a rare or highly valuable coin unless it has unique errors or is in mint or uncirculated condition. In good condition, you can typically expect it to sell for around 25 cents to 50 cents, basically its face value or just slightly above. However, there are exceptions. Some quarters from 1984 with rare errors, such as misprints, double dies, or off-center strikes, can fetch much higher prices at auction, even into the hundreds of dollars. But if your quarter is a standard issue and in good condition, it's more of a sentimental piece than a financial one. So, if you're looking to sell a 1984 Washington quarter with P mint mark in good condition, it's best to manage your expectations. Coins like these are common in circulation, and unless you have a rare error variety, it's more of a collectible for personal satisfaction rather than profit. But hey, you never know what treasures you might uncover if you take a closer look. Next up, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark in dirty condition. We'll break down its value in today's auction market and see if it's worth more than you think. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, and the 1979 quarter continues that tradition. The D mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint. The obverse side of the coin features George Washington, while the reverse side shows the iconic eagle. But when it comes to value, there are several factors at play, including the coin's condition. Now, when we say dirty condition, we're talking about a coin that's been in circulation for a while and shows obvious signs of wear, grime, or discoloration. A dirty coin doesn't have the shine or detail that collectors usually seek in higher-grade coins, but it still holds some value, especially if it has historical or sentimental significance. So, what's the value of a 1979 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in dirty condition in today's auction market? Unfortunately, this coin is not considered rare or particularly valuable unless it has errors or is in uncirculated condition. In dirty condition, you can typically expect it to sell for around $0.25 to $0.50, which is close to its face value. So why is the value so low? Well, the 1979 quarter was produced in large numbers, meaning it's not particularly rare. The Denver Mint alone struck 489 million quarters that year. With such a high mintage, even coins in fine condition don't fetch significant prices. The dirt and wear further lower its collectible value. However, there are exceptions. Always keep an eye out for errors like double die strikes, off-center misprints, or other unique features. Coins with these kinds of errors can sell for much higher prices, even if they're in poor condition. Some error coins from 1979 have sold for hundreds of dollars at auction. If you have a 1979 Washington quarter and it's in dirty condition, you might be tempted to clean it to improve its appearance. However, do not clean your coins. Cleaning can actually decrease their value. Collectors prefer coins in their natural state, even if they're dirty or worn. So, there you have it. While the 1979 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in dirty condition isn't going to make you rich, it's still a great piece of US coinage history. Next up, the 1965 silver Washington quarter with a large date and no mint mark. If you're interested in its design, historical context, and its current market value, then you're in the right spot. So let's jump right in. But first off, let's examine the coin itself. The 1965 Washington quarter is notable for its iconic design created by John Flanagan. On the obverse side, we see the classic profile of George Washington, and on the reverse, there's the majestic eagle standing proudly atop a bundle of arrows and an olive branch representing strength and peace. This particular quarter, minted in 1965, marked a significant change in US coinage, as it was the first year that quarters were made primarily of copper and nickel rather than silver. However, this coin does contain a silver content of 40%, making it quite interesting for collectors. Now, let's talk about coin condition. Coin grading is essential in determining a coin's value. Coins are assessed on a scale that ranges from poor to mint state. Today, we're focusing on the good condition classification. A coin in good condition will exhibit significant wear, but will still show the main features of the design. The details will be softened, but you should still be able to identify key elements, such as the date, the legend, and the primary design features. In practical terms, a good condition 1965 Washington quarter will show signs of circulation, such as scratches, marks, and general wear, but it remains a recognizable and appealing piece for collectors. Now, let's discuss the coin's value. As of today's market, a 1965 silver Washington quarter with a large date and no mint mark in good condition typically sells for around $4 to $6. However, prices can vary based on the specific characteristics of the coin, such as its overall appearance and demand among collectors. The value of a coin is influenced by various factors, including the condition of the coin, historical significance, and of course the market demand. The 1965 quarter is noteworthy not just for its design, but also for the transitional period it represents in US coinage. Although the 1965 quarter does contain less silver than earlier versions, the 40% silver content still gives it intrinsic value. The price of silver can significantly affect the value of silver coins like this one. Therefore, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on silver market trends if you're buying or selling coins. If you're thinking about selling your 1965 Washington quarter, there are many avenues available. Online marketplaces like eBay and specialized coin auction sites are excellent options for listing your coin. Additionally, local coin shops often buy coins directly and can offer fair prices based on the current market. Now, let's delve into the historical significance of the 1965 Washington quarter. The early 1960s were tumultuous times for the US economy, with rising costs and inflation influencing the decision to reduce the silver content in coins. Next up, the 1989 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark, specifically one in fine condition. Ever wonder what it's worth in today's auction market? Let's dive in. The Washington quarter series has been around since 1932, and the 1989 edition is part of this historic coin lineup. The P mint mark on this quarter indicates it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. The obverse of the coin features George Washington's profile, while the reverse showcases the iconic eagle. Now, Let's see how this coin fares in the current auction market. When we talk about fine condition, we're referring to a coin that shows moderate wear from circulation but still retains most of its details. On a 1989 Washington quarter in fine condition, you'll be able to clearly see the date, mint mark, and main design features, but some finer details, like the eagle's feathers, may show signs of wear. So what's the value of a 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark in fine condition? Unfortunately, this coin is not considered rare or highly valuable unless it has significant errors or is in mint condition. In fine condition, you can typically expect it to sell for $0.25 to $1 on the auction market, depending on the buyer's interest and demand. Now, you might be wondering why the value is so low. Well, the 1989 Washington quarter had a very high mintage. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 512 million of these quarters that year. Since it's a common coin and lacks rarity, the value remains close to its face value, especially for those in circulated condition like fine. However, don't lose hope. There are exceptions that can significantly increase a quarter's value. Coins with errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or unique misprints can fetch higher prices at auction, even in lower conditions. So always keep an eye out for any irregularities on your quarter. If you have a 1989 Washington quarter in fine condition, it's still a great addition to any collection. It may not be a high-value item, but it represents a piece of US history. Plus, you never know, if you find a rare error variety, you could be sitting on a more valuable coin. Next up, the 1968 Washington quarter dollar. But not just any quarter, this one is a large date version without a mint mark and is in black, dirty condition. Let's explore its history, features, and most importantly, its value in today's auction market. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Fast forward to 1968, and we have a quarter that represents the tail end of the classic design, which features the bust of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. Now, what makes the 1968 quarter particularly interesting? In 1968, the US Mint produced two variations of the quarter, the standard and the large date version. The large date was created to make the date easier to read, especially for those using vending machines. Mint marks indicate where a coin was produced, and in this case, the 1968 quarter without a mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. While many collectors prefer coins in pristine condition, today we're looking at one that has seen better days, specifically a black, dirty condition. This quarter shows signs of wear, with a black coloration indicating dirt and tarnish. While this might not seem appealing to every collector, dirty coins can sometimes be quite valuable, especially if they have historical significance or rarity. So what's the value of a 1968 Washington quarter in this condition? Values for coins can vary significantly based on several factors, including demand, collector interest, and the condition of the coin itself. As of today, a 1968 Washington quarter dollar in black, dirty condition is typically valued around $216,000 at auction. However, if the quarter were to be cleaned or restored, its value could fluctuate. It's always important to weigh the potential risks and rewards of cleaning coins, as improper techniques can significantly reduce their value. In contrast, a well-preserved 1968 large date quarter can fetch anywhere from $8 to $20, depending on the grading. It's crucial for collectors to familiarize themselves with the grading system, as it plays a vital role in determining a coin's worth. When it comes to selling or buying coins, auctions are an excellent way to gauge current market values. Websites like eBay and specialized coin auction platforms often list sales data, which can be incredibly helpful for collectors looking to buy or sell specific coins. In conclusion, the 1968 Washington quarter dollar, without a mint mark, especially in a black, dirty condition, may not be the most glamorous coin in your collection, but it certainly holds its own in value and history. As collectors, it's essential to appreciate the stories and journeys these coins have taken. Next up, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar, specifically the large date variety without a mint mark in very fine condition. Curious about its value in today's auction market? Let's find out. The Washington quarter has been a beloved part of US currency since 1932. The 1974 quarter features George Washington on the obverse, while the reverse displays an eagle. This particular variety, known as the large date, was minted without a mint mark, indicating it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. So, what exactly does very fine condition mean? A coin in this state shows noticeable wear, but still has strong details. You can expect to see distinct features, such as the date and mint mark, although some fine details like the eagle's feathers may show signs of wear. It's a good balance between being collectible and having character. Now, let's get to the exciting part. What's the value of a 1974 Washington quarter large date without a mint mark in very fine condition currently? You can expect this coin to sell for around $2 to $5 in today's auction market, depending on factors like demand and bidding competition. So, why does this coin hold its value? The 1974 quarter had a significant mintage, with millions produced, but its large date variety does attract some collector interest. While it may not be extremely rare, collectors appreciate well-preserved examples, especially in very fine condition, which adds to its marketability. However, always keep an eye out for rare varieties or errors. If you find a quarter with unique features or mistakes during the minting process, it could significantly increase its value, sometimes bringing in hundreds of dollars at auction. If you own a 1974 Washington quarter in very fine condition, it's a great addition to any collection. Just remember to handle it carefully to maintain its quality, and don't clean it. Cleaning can reduce its value. Instead, keep it in a protective holder and enjoy it as part of your collection. Next up, the 1970 Washington quarter dollar, specifically the large date variety without a mint mark in extra fine condition. Let's dive into its value in today's auction market. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932. The 1970 quarter features a striking image of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The large date variety is distinguished by its prominent date, making it a favorite among collectors. So what do we mean by extra fine condition? A coin in this state exhibits minimal wear and retains strong details. You can expect to see sharp features, with only slight signs of wear on the highest points of the design. The overall appearance is still very attractive, making it a desirable coin for collectors. Now, let's talk value. What can you expect for a 1970 Washington quarter large date without a mint mark in extra fine condition in today's auction market? You can typically find this coin selling for around $5 to $10, depending on the demand and the bidding environment. The value of the 1970 quarter is influenced by its mintage, with over 1.9 billion quarters produced that year. Although the large date variety is not extremely rare, its well-preserved examples in extra fine condition are appealing to collectors, contributing to its market value. But keep an eye out for rare varieties or errors. If you find a quarter with unique features or minting errors, it could significantly increase its value, sometimes even bringing in hundreds of dollars at auction. If you have a 1970 Washington quarter in extra fine condition, it's a great addition to any collection. Handle it carefully to avoid scratches and store it in a protective holder to maintain its quality. Remember, never clean your coins, as this can decrease their value. First up, the 1970 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and D-mint mark. Now, if you have one of these coins in dirty condition, you might be wondering what it's worth in today's market. So stick around as we explore everything you need to know. First off, let's take a look at the coin itself. The 1970 Washington quarter features the iconic design by John Flanagan depicting George Washington on the obverse side. On the reverse, you'll find the eagle perched on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, a symbol of peace and strength. Now, the D-mint mark signifies that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. One thing to note about the 1970 quarter is that it's part of a unique era in coinage history, as it was struck in 40% silver, making it more valuable than its copper-nickel counterparts. Now, let's talk about condition. Coin grading plays a huge role in determining the value of any collectible coin. The scale ranges from poor to mint state, with various grades in between. A coin in dirty condition can significantly affect its market value, as collectors often seek pristine examples. But don't fret. Even a dirty coin can have value, depending on other factors. When we refer to a dirty condition coin, we're typically talking about a coin that shows significant signs of wear, tarnishing, or even some grime that has built up over the years. While this can detract from the aesthetic appeal, the intrinsic silver content can still hold value. Now, let's get to the meat of the matter: value. In today's market, a 1970 silver Washington quarter with a D mint mark in dirty condition generally ranges between $4 to $8, depending on the severity of the dirt and wear. This might seem low compared to pristine examples that can fetch upwards of $10 to $15 or more, but it's important to remember that collectors often prioritize quality. You might be tempted to clean that dirty coin, but I want to caution you. Cleaning a coin can often do more harm than good, reducing its collectible value. If you absolutely must clean it, consider using distilled water and a soft cloth, but proceed with extreme caution. Factors affecting a coin's value include demand in the collector's market, the historical significance of the year, and the overall rarity of the coin. While the 1970 Washington quarter isn't particularly rare, its silver content makes it desirable, especially with the ongoing interest in precious metals. If you're looking to sell your 1970D quarter, you can list it on platforms like eBay or at local coin shops. Just make sure to take clear photographs and accurately describe the coin's condition to attract potential buyers. To sum it up, the 1970 silver Washington quarter with a large date and D mint mark, even in dirty condition, retains some value due to its silver content and historical significance. Next up, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar, focusing on the large date variety without a mint mark in good condition. If you're curious about its value in today's auction market, stay tuned. The Washington quarter series has been an essential part of American currency since 1932. The 1966 quarter features a profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The large date variety, which we're focusing on today, has a more prominent date compared to its small date counterpart. So, what do we mean by good condition? A coin in good condition shows moderate wear but retains some details. You should still be able to see the date, mint mark, and main design features, though they may be a bit worn down. This state indicates that the coin has been in circulation but still has collectible appeal. Now, let's talk about the value. What can you expect for a 1966 Washington quarter large date without a mint mark in good condition? Currently, you can typically find this coin selling for around $1 to $3 in today's auction market, depending on factors like demand and collector interest. The value of the 1966 quarter is influenced by its mintage, which was quite high, with over 1.9 billion quarters produced that year. Because of this large production, it's not considered rare. However, its historical significance and appeal as part of the Washington quarter series keep it sought after by collectors. That said, don't overlook the potential for rare varieties or errors. If you come across a quarter with unique features or minting errors, it could significantly increase its value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars at auction. If you have a 1966 Washington quarter in good condition, it's a solid addition to any collection. Make sure to handle it carefully to avoid further wear and store it in a protective holder to keep it safe. Remember, don't clean your coins. Cleaning can diminish their value. Next up, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar with D-era mint mark. If you're a collector or just curious about the value of coins, stay tuned as we explore this unique coin and its auction value in today's market. The 1979 Washington quarter dollar is a classic coin in the United States minting history, featuring the iconic design of George Washington on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse. This coin is a must-have for collectors. But what makes our focus coin so special? This particular quarter is notable for its D-era mint mark, which indicates it was minted at the Denver Mint. But that's not all. Our featured coin has some damage on the reverse side, which is a crucial factor when determining its value. Now, when it comes to grading coins, condition plays a vital role. This coin is graded as fine, but what does that mean? A fine grade generally indicates that the coin has noticeable wear but retains some of its original detail. For instance, you may see some flattening of the design, but it is still identifiable, which adds to its collectability. So, how much is this 1979 Washington quarter dollar with D-era mint mark worth in today's market? According to recent auction results, coins like this one in fine condition have sold for anywhere between $20,000. However, prices can fluctuate based on the specific market demand, the extent of the damage, and the rarity of the error. The 1979 D-era quarter is a great find for collectors. Even with the damage, its unique minting errors and historical significance keep its value alive in the auction scene. If you're looking to buy or sell one, Always check recent sales to gauge the current market. Collecting coins is more than just a hobby, it's a passion. Coins like the 1979 Washington quarter dollar not only represent our monetary history, but also offer insight into the intricacies of minting and collecting. To recap, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar with D-era mint mark in fine condition is a unique piece in the world of numismatics. With its value ranging between $20,000s at auction, it's a great addition for both novice and seasoned collectors alike. Next up, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar, particularly the large date variety with the D mint mark in fine condition. We'll explore its value in today's auction market, so let's get started. The Washington quarter has been an iconic part of American currency since 1932. The 1980 quarter features the profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. This specific coin has a large date, which is easily identifiable due to its prominent numbers. Additionally, the D Mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint. So what do we mean by fine condition? A coin in fine condition shows moderate wear, but key details are still visible. You can expect to see clear outlines of the design, with some wear on the highest points. It's a great state for collectors who appreciate coins that have circulated but still retain their charm. Now, let's talk about value. What can you expect for a 1980 Washington quarter large date with D mint mark in fine condition? In today's auction market, this coin typically sells for around $2 to $5, depending on its condition and the current collector demand. The value of the 1980 quarter is influenced by its mintage, with over 1.6 billion quarters produced that year. While this mintage number is quite high, the large date with D mint mark is still collectible, especially in fine condition, as collectors appreciate well-preserved examples. Keep an eye out for rare varieties or errors. If you come across a quarter with unique features, such as double dies or unusual mint marks, it could significantly increase its value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars at auction. If you have a 1980 Washington quarter in fine condition, it's a solid addition to any collection. Be sure to handle it carefully to avoid scratches and store it in a protective holder to maintain its quality. Thank you for joining me today. The 1980 Washington quarter large date with D mint mark may not be the rarest coin, but it's definitely a piece worth collecting. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights into the fascinating world of coin collecting. And let me know in the comments what coin would you like to learn about next. Next up, the 1990 silver Washington quarter with a large date and D mint mark. If you're curious about its design, historical significance, and current market value, you're in the right place. So, let's dive right in. First, let's take a closer look at the coin. The 1990 Washington quarter is part of the Washington quarter series, which features the iconic design by John Flanagan. On the obverse, you'll see a striking profile of George Washington, while the reverse showcases an eagle in a proud stance on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing peace and strength. Now, what's unique about this particular quarter is the large date. The large date style was introduced to distinguish it from the small date version. The presence of the D mint mark signifies that this quarter was minted in Denver, which adds to its collectability. Now, let's talk about coin condition. The grading of a coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and today we're focusing on the fine condition. A coin in fine condition will exhibit some wear and may have minor scratches, but it retains a good level of detail. In terms of numismatic grading, fine condition typically indicates that the major features of the coin are still visible, but there are signs of wear that give it character. In practical terms, a fine condition 1990 Washington quarter will have clear inscriptions, and the designs will be discernible, although they may not have the luster of a higher grade coin. This level of wear is acceptable among collectors, particularly for a coin like this, which may have circulated for some time. Now, let's talk about value. In today's market, a 1990 silver Washington quarter with a large date and D mint mark in fine condition typically ranges from about $5 to $8. This price can fluctuate based on the specific condition of the coin and the demand in the collector's market. The value of a coin is influenced by several factors, including market demand, historical context, and of course the metal content. The 1990 Washington quarter is significant because it was minted during a time when silver was still a valued metal in U.S. coinage. Speaking of silver, The 1990 quarter contains 90% silver, which gives it intrinsic value. As the price of silver fluctuates, so too does the value of silver coins like the 1990 Washington quarter. It's essential to monitor silver market trends, especially if you're considering buying or selling. If you're interested in selling your 1990D Washington quarter, there are several options available. Online platforms like eBay or dedicated coin auction sites can be excellent places to list your coin. Local coin shops are also a good option, as they often pay fair prices for quality coins. When selling, make sure to provide clear photographs and a detailed description of the coin's condition. Now, let's take a step back and look at the historical context of the 1990 Washington quarter. The late 1980s and early 1990s were a transitional period in U.S. coinage. While the quarter itself had been around since 1932, the 1990 release marked a time when collectors began to pay more attention to coinage as an investment, partly due to the rising value of precious metals. During this time, the U.S. Mint began to focus more on the quality of coins produced, and there was an increase in interest surrounding the hobby of coin collecting. The 1990 quarter is significant not just as a piece of currency, but also as a reflection of the evolving landscape of numismatics during that decade. In summary, the 1990 silver Washington quarter with a large date and D mint mark in fine condition holds a respectable value today, thanks to its silver content and historical context. If you happen to have one of these in your collection, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on market trends. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insights into the world of coin collecting.